Hello there. One of the mysterious things in our world is electricity. Although we see the effects of electricity, we never actually see electricity itself, not even in lightning. The light we see from lightning comes from the air that is heated by the sudden flow of electricity, but we do not see the electricity itself. The experience of witnessing a nearby bolt of lightning can be frightening, and the sounds of lightning, the thunder, can be alarmingly loud. Here at Kaleidoscope Lab today, my young friends and I are going to actually produce small bolts of lightning. We will investigate ways that electricity can be made to flow in mild, controllable ways that are helpful to people. The names of my friends are Mary, Elizabeth, and Sonia. And a good place to start will be with an ordinary flashlight. Mary Elizabeth, would you come in here and watch what I'm doing? This is something you might be able to do in your classroom. All right, if you take a flashlight apart like this, we'll unscrew this, remove the bulb. And in here we'll get the batteries. You want to get the batteries out of that for me, please, and get a sheet of paper and fold it like this. And we can roll the batteries in, right, like this. And I'll be needing a piece of tape right there. You can tape this together for me here. Right, just like that. Now let's take a good look at an electric light bulb, a flashlight bulb. There's a little glass enclosure. There's a vacuum in there. It means all the air has been taken out. There's a little wire in there called a filament. And this is called a jacket, and this would be called like a little button electrode. Electricity goes in here through the little filament and lights it up and then comes out here. So now we want to connect that over here. So we'll need some wire, and we can get 2 small pieces of wire. All right. We can get it from the spool. Here's my wire cutter. And I see another one over here I can use. All right, we can use these 2 right here. Want to get your tape ready? Right on this end of the batteries, put it on there really tight. That's right, really tight. And then on this end, right where the little button is, we'll kind of make a little loop here and place that on there really tight with a tape, like that. We could put a rubber band around it if we wanted to, or we could just wrap more tape. Just get it on there and really put it tight. Let's put another one on there. Make sure it's tight. All right. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No.
Not like this. All right. Now we can take this and go to the bulb. You see, right in here, I'm going to wrap it around the bulb this way, that little round piece of metal. Then I'll come in like this, and if you hold these 2 together, you kind of pinch them together, and you can see the bulb is going to light up. See? Mm-hmm. So what's happening over here, we're making electricity go through this circuit. The word here is circuit. It's spelled C-I-R-C-U-I-T, circuit. It's almost like a circle in a way. And the battery is the pusher of electricity. You see? The battery pushes electricity, comes around like this. You're going to have to hold it together real tight here. All right, like that. Now let's try different things in the circuit. Sonia, can you hold this piece of this penny right here? All right, let's try it again, right, like this. And let's see if a penny conducts electricity. Put it right in there, please. Right in the gap over here. Right there. Okay, remove your finger away. All right. Hold it behind like this. So we can see the bulb lighting up. That's right. There you have it. Let's try that. All right. So a copper penny is a conductor of electricity. Let's try this. Piece of cardboard right back here. Right. Is it a conductor?
No.
Okay, it's what you call a non-conductor or an insulator. You want to try anything else, like a piece of chalk? Hold that there, right in here. Does that work? Does that conduct electricity?
No.
All right, so we have some materials that are conductors and some materials are non-conductors. All right, now, the battery pushes the electricity around the circuit. What causes a battery to work? Well, there's one way we can find out, and that's to take a battery apart. Over here, here's a battery. You've seen these kind of batteries, haven't you?
Yes.
All right, you can buy them at the hardware store. This is called a lantern battery. And if you take one apart like this, look what's on the inside of it. Gosh, look at that. These are called cells, individual cells. And the cells have chemicals in them. And the chemicals push the electricity around. Now, I'll have to show you what a cell looks like. And the way to do that is to take one apart. So I took one apart before the show, and that's what we have right here. This one. And what I did was to place it in this vise, just like this. And just before the show, you were asking me, why did I bring a hacksaw? And this is why, you see? I'm not actually going to saw it, but you can see how I saw the battery apart like this, you see? And I did that. When you saw the battery apart and you take it apart, look what happens. Look what you see on the inside. What do you think of that?
I think it's pretty neat.
That's pretty neat. That's kind of strange, too. You see, really what you have there, you have a material here with chemicals soaked in it. And you have over here a metal and you have a carbon rod. So with the metal and the carbon rod and the chemical in there, that produces electricity chemically. And that's what's happening in our little battery pack over here. That's what happens in a flashlight. See that? Now, I want to show you how you can make a battery. It's not going to be a very good battery, but I'm going to make a battery for you with lemons. Okay, you ready for this one?
Yes.
All right, let's go over here. With lemons, here comes a lemon. And Sonia, you have a little meter right here. You're going to hold that for us. And what I'll do here is cut the lemon like this, see? Now, a lemon has a lot of acid in it. You know that it tastes very sour, all right? So that's what we're going to use. You can find the chemicals right there in the lemon. And we're going to hook this up over here, a piece of copper wire to this meter. Another piece of copper wire to the meter. And we're going to bring it out here towards the lemon. Now, in order for this to work, you have to use two different kinds of metal to go into the lemon. One of the metals I'm going to use is the copper from this penny, all right? And the other metal I'm going to use is nothing more than a roofing nail that's coated with zinc. So we have zinc and copper involved here. Okay, Sonia, I want you to hold this up so the camera can see the meter, and let's see if we can get this to work. Now, what we do over here, first of all, is to wrap the wire around the nail, the zinc. We'll just push it right into the lemon. And this one over here, we'll just kind of wrap it around the penny, and we'll push it into the lemon like this. Is it going to work? Let's look at the meter. Is it going to work? Is it working?
Yes.
There it is. Look at it going to the side. Okay, it's coming back a little bit. It's not working too well. It's working a little bit. All right. See right there? You're not getting an awful lot of electricity, but we can try it another way. How about using another one? Let's see. No, instead of using another lemon, let's just use this one here and a little wire like this. And we have wire cutters. You want to cut that for me right there, Mary Elizabeth, right there? And we're going to set up for another one here.
Look at it.
It's moving?
Yeah.
Gosh, it moved right off the scale. Huh? It's really going, well, we hardly need another battery because it's really going so well now. Let me go on a less sensitive scale. There it is. Oh, it's really producing a lot of electricity. See there? It certainly is working. We have a lemon battery, so we won't bother about any more lemons here. I just want to tell you that I made some calculations on the amount of current that comes from the lemon battery, and I figured that if you wanted to light this little bulb up like we did a while ago using these two batteries, you know how many lemons you'd need?
How many?
About 1,000 lemons.
God,
All right, that's correct. In other words, a lemon will give you electricity, but it will not give you a lot of electricity. You have to use an extra sensitive meter in order for it to show up the electricity at all, you see? So that's how you can make a battery out of lemons. All right. Now let's test water. I want to show you how water does not conduct electricity very well unless you do something very special to it. So right here, I'm going to pull out a little meter, a little bulb, and Mary Elizabeth, I'm going to ask you to hand me this power supply over there. Can you hand that to me? Okay, it's mighty heavy. We'll bring it around like this, and let's see if we get some electricity from it. All right. You can get some current from that. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll bring that right up here like this. And we're going to go like this, from here to this connection right here, Sonia. You see that? And then I'm going to use the other one here. This is called an alligator clip, and I'll come right behind the meter and back over into this, like that. Now watch what happens when I begin turning this knob up here. You see anything happening yet? No, we got to turn it on. And now, what happens? The voltage is going up. This is just like a battery. And pretty soon, the light bulb begins lighting right here. You see? Beginning to light up. See the meter over here? So electricity is passing through the circuit. You see the circuit? The circuit goes like this, through the light bulb, and it goes out like this and all the way back down over there. You see? So we can make the electricity increase by increasing the volts, like from the battery, you see? The battery is the pusher of the electricity. All right, now we can do a lot of things with this. For example, I can take the circuit loose right here. You call that breaking the circuit. And I'll put another wire where it was. And I'll go like this. Watch how this goes. Now I can make this turn on and off like this. You see the lamp right here? On and off, on and off. Now, I'll get a pencil. See, an ordinary pencil with soft lead. And what I did, I took a knife and I cut away the wood over here. You see how that is? And I can use that to pass the electricity through it. I'm going to go from here to here like this. Now nothing is happening yet. Mary Elizabeth, will you turn that little black knob up very slowly? Just keep turning up. You see what's happening there? See the bulb right there? Okay, go a little bit more. Make it light up. Okay, just like that. Now watch what happens. When I make the lead shorter, it gets brighter. When I make the lead longer, it gets dimmer. Can you see that? Dimmer and brighter. You see how it goes? What I'm saying over here is that the lead, the pencil lead, will conduct electricity, but not very well. You call that a resistor, an electrical resistor. You see, it's offering some opposition to the flow of the current. Okay? So now we see another factor coming in. The voltage from the battery pushes the electricity around the circuit, but the resistor kind of limits it, you see? All right? So you have two things. If you increase the resistance, what happens to the electricity?
It dims.
It dims, that's right, it decreases. And if you increase the voltage,
It gets brighter.
it gets brighter, that's right. You see how that goes? All right? Well, now let's test water out. Let's go in the direction of water over here. And what I'll do is to pour some water. Maybe you can do that for me, right here. All right, pour it right in here, about half full. little more. Right on. All right, that's pretty good. Put that over here, like this. And we're going to try to make electricity go through that water. Now, the way we'll do that, we'll use these little pieces of aluminum. You see here? And I'm going to clip them here and here. We'll clamp them on right here to the edges of that glass. And I'm going to make the electricity go to this piece of aluminum, make it go through the water and come back this way. So we can go this way, like that. All right. You want to trace that circuit for me? Start right here. Start here with the black wire. Trace it through. Going all the way around, electricity, all the way around there, through the meter, through the lamp, back through this wire, over here, through the water, maybe, and then all the way back to there. So we have our circuit. Now, when you turn up the voltage, Mary Elizabeth, right there, just turn up the voltage higher and higher. Let's go. What's happening?
It's not coming on.
Nothing's happening. What does that mean? What does that tell you about the water?
The water does not make light. The
Well,
water does not make electricity.
That's right. The water does not conduct electricity. That is, if the water is clear and pure. Fresh water is not a good conductor of electricity. So what are we going to do?
We could put more stuff in the water.
Put stuff in the water, that's correct. See the little white bottle over there? Will you get it for me? This bottle contains salt. Ordinary salt like you use on your table. Table salt. Sonia, I'm going to ask you to put some of that in there. You see a spoon right there? Look right in here. Okay. Sonia, will you put some salt right into the water? Maybe about a spoonful. Or 2 half spoons. You can tilt the bottle. That's fine. Right in there. Okay, now hold it there. Is anything starting to happen? Look at the current meter. Is anything happening? That's what you want to look at. It's beginning to go up a little bit, huh?
Uh-huh.
Very slightly. Sonia, how about stirring that water up a little bit? Not too fast. Look what's happening. Look what's happening.
It's going up higher.
It's going up higher and higher. That's right. So what's happening to the water? Whoa, we have to turn it down over here, or else we will burn out the bulb, right? Yeah, we'll have to turn down the voltage a little bit. See how it's getting brighter?
Yes.
So what can you say about water now?
You can say if it has salt in it, it will conduct electricity.
That's
but
right.
Pure water will not.
Pure water will not conduct electricity. It's not a very good conductor of electricity. But you put salt in it and minerals and you start stirring it up, it becomes a very good conductor. So in other words, what we're doing here again now, you see, we are reducing the resistance of the water. Is that correct?
Yes.
We are increasing the conductivity of the water. We're making it a better conductor.
Yes.
You see what happens? In other words, when you reduce the resistance of the water, that's the same thing as saying it becomes a better conductor. See how that goes? And all you have to do is just add in some salt to it. You see all kinds of bubbles in here? Look at the bubbles in there.
Yeah, it's right by the aluminum.
Mm-hmm. And it shows you that the electricity is going in there. You can really see, I can see little bubbles flowing right along in there. You see that? Okay. You know what's kind of interesting too? We can do this. I have a little mercury switch. You ever heard of a mercury switch?
No.
See it right here?
No.
All right, let's try this. Let's do this. I'm going to disconnect this and that and bring these 2 wires in together like this. Okay, you see the lamp over here?
Mm-hmm.
Now, a mercury switch is just a little piece of glass. There are 2 wires going in it. There's a little drop of mercury. See how I tilt it? The mercury goes this way and that way, this way and that way. So when it's this way, it's not touching those 2 little wires. But when it's that way, it does touch it. So it's like a little switch, isn't it? We can do this then. Let's try it this way. Let's connect this lead here and this lead here, like that. What's happening?
It does not light up the bulb.
All right, let's tilt it.
It does light up.
Okay, all right. Off, on. You see? When you tilt this way, it's off. When you tilt that way, it goes on. Where can you use something like that?
In a switch.
Yeah, okay, in a switch, but maybe any special uses? Can you think of any special uses?
To turn off and on the light.
Where?
In like a home or something.
Well, how about using it maybe like, you know, on the trunk of your automobile? Okay, you open up the trunk lid on your automobile and it tilts, and you have one of these little switches hooked to that, right?
Right.
Okay, or the hood of your automobile. You see, you can have a little light underneath the hood, and when you tilt the hood or the trunk, it goes on and off, right? All right, let's do, there's one more thing in here too. Can you see a little compass? Here's a compass. I'd like for you to hold this compass needle right here and see if it moves at all when I turn the electricity on and off. Can you tell me? Hold it right there. Can you see it moving at all? Not at all? All right, let me move this up a little bit more and hold it right across like that. Okay? Any motion at all?
Yes.
A little bit. Okay? So what I'm trying to say here is that there's a little bit magnetism involved over here. You see, a compass is a little magnet. So when electricity flows through this wire, there is some magnetism involved. Okay, now where does this electricity all come from? Well, I can show you some ways that it's produced. And let's see if we can actually set up something to give us some